family, and we're very glad that we could share all of this with you. As I mentioned, this is the first time that this group has been on the program. It's two individuals who come together to create a very unique sound. They're also hailing from Mississippi. We're very glad to talk to them about their careers, about their lives, and also let you hear some of their music. I think you'll be very impressed and also want to know how you can find out more information about them. So please help me welcome Rollo and also Groovy, members of BlacDadi Strahberies. Hello, guys. Good. Welcome to Conversation Live Radio. Look, great to have you guys on here. This is your first time, as I mentioned, that you guys have been on the program here, so we definitely want to let you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself. Groovy, why don't you start? Tell the listeners a little bit about who you are.
My name is Groovy Real. I'm a member of the BlacDadi Strahberies, and me and my man Rollo came together a while back, and we've been doing music, making music.
Okay. All right.
That's how we came to be.
Okay, Rollo, go ahead. Take it away.
I'm the other half of that cool-ass Rollo, BlacDadi Strahberies, the bittersweet and pain of it. I'm just a messenger. Groovy Real being the spiritual advisor and being the steward of the good word, man. I mean, he makes sure that me, being the chosen one, get the message across to the people, man. We've been on Earth, stuck on Earth, trying to get back home, really. So we just here with a message until we get off and transmit.
Okay, all right. Well, since we have you right there, Rollo, let me stay with you for a moment. How did the two of you come together? How did the group come to be?
BlacDadi Strahberies came to be through the bitter, sweet, and pain, and that's what it is. That's what BlacDadi Strahberies stand for. Black for the bitterness, sweet like your life or your daddy could be, and the pain from the strawberries when your knees hit the street. And we just bumped into each other, man, going through those transitions in their life, man, looking for the path of righteousness. We just bumped into each other at a bookstore or meeting each other at a meeting or something that was empowering for the mind at the time. And we just stayed in touch all the time, bro. We just stayed in touch, man, and eventually we ended up in the same studio one evening, and it's been on ever since. He's actually brought the art side to BlacDadi Strahberies, man. Actually, he put the face to the name. So after that, it was just, hey, why not, you know?
Okay. Now, Groovy, it's always difficult for individuals or solos to make it in the industry. And a lot of times when it comes to groups, there's always this division because there's someone who always, feels like they're the standout. What do you think is the symmetry that's created between the two of you where you're able to coexist and not have those egos get in the way?
It's a spiritual thing between me and Rollo. Like true enough, we fight like brothers. We argue like brothers, but we always agree to disagree.
Okay.
I understand who he is, and he understands who I am. As far as our positions we play in the studio, and when we're in this lab, and we just play. I just play my part, and he play his, and it comes together, as one.
And I think for anyone who visits your MySpace, and we'll let you guys give that out in just a moment, they can definitely see. I mean, whoever is a photographer for you guys, I mean, they definitely did a great job capturing your personalities and also bringing that dramatic flair to what you guys represent and what you hope your listeners get from you. Now, I asked our guest, AJC, who was in the first part of our show this evening, how he described his style. Rollo, for you, how would you describe the style of music that BlacDadi Strahberies is bringing to the world?
I would say more spiritual than anything, because the music that we transmit to the masses is really, I say, from experience. And a lot of music out there is from experience, but this music right here, it gives a blend of the melting pot of music that's come to Mississippi. Mississippi has been known for music, but I don't think Mississippi has really been known for bringing something to the table. And so when we go in the studio, man, first of all, we never sampled. We never sampled anything. And so everything's original, man. Or you talk to two brothers that can't even really play music. But when you hear the music, you be like, you sure you don't know a chord, or you sure you don't know a note? But no, everything's from above, brother. So it's like when we do this music, I can describe this music, it's very spiritual. And when you hear it, you can feel that. A lot of people say it's soul. You can hear all the soul and the heart that goes into this music right here. So when we speak about BlacDadi Strahberies, know it's something that's very eclectic. I don't want to say different, but it's just experimental in a sense, because we never know where we're going with it.
Okay, and I think you're exactly right. We are Here are two selections from you guys. The first time they've been heard here on the program. I know they're going to be put. We were talking with the producer. They're going to be put on the rotation for our show during each week. But when we talk about the music and what separates you guys from everyone else, because all artists out there hopefully feel like they have what it takes to make it. Groovy, for you guys, what is it about your group that says, okay, we're going to make it because of this?
Because we make good music, and good music, it stands out. We make a music that you can feel it. When you hear it, you can feel it. You can. It's universal. Our sound is universal. And the thing about it, with us being from Mississippi, Mississippi's like the melting pot. It's a lot of different, the blues started in Mississippi. It's a lot of spiritual music here, and our music is it's unique, and we have our own sound with it. It's like I say, it's a little bit of everything. You might hear a little gospel in it, or a little, a little rock and roll. You can hear a little blues or hip hop in it. It depends on how it hits you. But when you do listen to our music, you will feel it. You will feel it. Something on the album. You will feel something from it.
Rollo, what would you say?
I would say we can stand because our music it has stood the test of time. Really, we make music like Barry Gordy would make, and back in Motown, he will make music that could stand right now. You can play some music from Motown right now, and you'll be jamming to it. So this kind of music we create. We create timeless music, and so when you're making timeless music, there's no time period that's old, or new. It just is, and that's what kind of make music I feel like we make.
Okay. I think the first selection they're telling me we're going to be hearing is Country Flavor. Rollo, why don't you set this song up? Tell us a little bit about what inspired it and what our listeners are going to get from it.
Really, the Country Flavor was inspired by traveling the South and abroad. We would go places and put on great shows, man. A lot of people ask us where we was from all the time. Y'all can't be from Mississippi. Nah, this ain't Mississippi, woo, woo, woo. So we got back to the lab one night, and we were just thinking about, man, how could we represent our state as an anthem? How could we let them know that they have saved the best for last, Mississippi being the backbone to the South? When you think about Mississippi and you look at the map, we are holding the states up. Some on top, some on the back, some on the front, some on the bottom. And we are holding the joints up, man. And when you think about Mississippi also, you have people that have been here and branched out into the cities. So everybody has a little country flavor. Everybody has a little sip in them. And that was just what it was. It's just waving our flag and let them know, yeah, we're here.